And welcome everyone back to another episode of Macro Crypto, where we talk about anything and everything involved in the crypto space. Today, it's reserved for Bitcoin, the king of crypto itself, discussing Layer 2 on top of the Bitcoin network, which is the Lightning Network, discussing its use cases and why it's so important for you as a user and the crypto space itself. Remember, if you do enjoy this content, you know what to do. Like, subscribe, and head over to that Twitter page at Macro Crypto Club. Go ahead, give us a follow. Like always, link will be down in the description. Also, it has to be said that none of this information and this content is never financial advice. We're here for pure entertainment purposes only. So with that all being said, let's go ahead, dive into our content today, letting you know that Bitcoin is not a one-trick pony. We're discussing that it's more than a store of value, that it also, the network itself is a currency, is a payment system. It has payment rails. It could also be valued for energy in very low-cost energy sources around the world, but our main focus today is discussing the Lightning Network as a payment system, as a currency. So we'll get into further detail into that in just a second. But we are going to start off with the Heikin Ashi Candle view on a weekly basis through Bitcoin. Price right now is at $38,767, shooting right above around that range. We've been hurting over the past week. As you can tell, we're still below the bull market support band. We're in a bearish trend. We just recently tested the bull market support band, or, the bear market support band, as Benjamin Cohen likes to put it, when we're below it, which touche in that regard. Now, do we set in lower lows, or do we just test the lows and go back up and try to hit it again? Do we bottom out and capitulate? Who knows? Or do we explode from here? Your guess is as good as mine. No one knows truly where this market is going to be going in the short term. But remember, with time, Bitcoin is always trending up. So that's why we talk about dollar costing averaging on this specific video, getting yourself a better position into Bitcoin and stacking sats, Satoshis, because eventually those Satoshis are going to be more and more value with time. So right now is a better time than any time. It's always a good time to continue putting your position into Bitcoin, and we will discuss that. But right now, obviously, the market's not trending in a very positive direction. But in a video that will also drop today, we'll give a more of maybe a reason why there should be a little bit of optimism in the market based off of Ethereum. And we'll go over that in a later video. But this video is entirely for Bitcoin. So let's get off that Ethereum subject, jump over to the Bitcoin Lightning Network. We're basically trying to give you an idea of what the Bitcoin Lightning Network is and why it's so important and what's the use cases for this network. Now, to kind of give you a little backdrop on what it is, it's scalable, it's instant. Transactions within the space. It's off chain. So it's not on the Bitcoin blockchain itself. So understand that. These transactions are instant payments, lightning fast blockchain payments without worrying about block confirmation times. Security is enforced by blockchain smart contracts without creating an on-chain transaction for individual payments. Payment speed measured in milliseconds to seconds. Super fast. The scalability capable of millions to billions of transactions per second across the network. Capacity blows away legacy platforms such as Visa, MasterCard, and attaching payment per action and click is now possible without custodians. So you're able to, user, be able to click, send, receive payment instantly. Low cost by transaction setting off chain, like we mentioned. The Lightning Network allows for exponentially or exceptionally low fees, which allows for emerging uses within for instant micropayments. And also, I do want to touch on the cross blockchains. The last little sentence here, it says it's possible to make transactions across blockchains without trust of third-party custodians, such as me and yourself are looking to trade. You have a piece of furniture I would love to have. You are looking to sell that. We can set up a payment channel with a multi-sig wallet. That way I can set up and I can send you some Satoshis for that. I'll send you, we'll just say 100,000 Satoshis over to your wallet. It'll go over to the multi-sig. We both confirm. It goes to you, and then you give me the couch. It is now in your wallet. You have 100,000 Satoshis within your Lightning Network wallet, and those transactions were given because we both confirmed them. And that's set up between me and you. Now, understand that once we set it up one time, it's always set up. This line of communication never has to be set up again. If we want to close it, then we can, and we would have to reopen it at a later date if we wanted to choose those. But closing it, opening and closing do cost fees. That's the kind of the downside on that. But once you open it once, you do not have to close it. So you can keep that line and keep in that form of payment all the time. Back and forth we go. So just understand that line of communication, once it's open, stays open unless you decide to close it. And you do not need both of you in order to close it. One of you can close that line of communication or that channel at any given time. Now, what's kind of also interesting is you do not have to also open an existing channel with every single person. So say, for instance, I'm also looking to get a different couch to go with my piece within the living room, and Greg, that individual, has that couch I would like, and that Greg's looking to sell it as well. Now, I do not have an existing channel open with Greg, but I do have one with Jane, which Jane happens to also have an existing channel open with Greg. So now within the Lightning Network, I'm still able to make those micro payments from my wallet over to Greg's through the line of communication. I sign it, Greg signs it, boom, payment is made instantly still, even going through Jane, because that's the Lightning Network. It's all connected. Now, understand what's more important is that, okay, as the time moves on, what's going to potentially happen here, and some people view this as more centralization within the Bitcoin network. I believe that it will work itself out. There's going to be specialized hubs potentially, which will control or allow you to attach your multi-sig wallet to that hub, and those hubs will communicate with other hubs which have other people connected to them. So if we have one large hub, say this is a corporation hub where basically this wallet, this coffee shop up here is connected. Now, in order for that coffee shop to be then connected with my wallet, which happens to be up here, I'm connected to this hub. This hub then communicates with the corporation hub over here, which then communicates with the coffee, and I'm able to send instant micro payments between those two actions. Now, this is where it kind of gets a little more sketchy, is the idea of the sovereignty. This hub could then essentially shut down payments between me and that other person potentially. And that's where it causes a little bit of sketchiness, but I can always then create a connection with that specific person if I ever want to use peer-to-peer exchange. So just have that kind of as an idea, and it's to kind of be able to communicate with one another very quickly without being able to have a existing connection from that person to the other. So I am for this in the idea of the specialized hubs will be created, because I just think the Lightning Network will grow exponentially and very rapidly, and use cases will just blossom from this. That's just my perspective on it. But to kind of give you a little further detail on the Lightning Network itself, so you can get a little visualization on what it truly is think of it as the Bitcoin blockchain itself is creating blocks. All right, over and over, and it's never stopping. Now, the Lightning Network is on a layer 2 on top of that, and it's not a part of the Bitcoin blockchain. The only time it is if you open or close a channel, or basically, a Lightning Network channel, where you are then able to communicate with the blockchain that, hey, I have these Satoshis. Remember, there's 100 million Satoshis per Bitcoin. You can have X amount of Satoshis and always bring them back to the Bitcoin blockchain. Or you can take from the Bitcoin blockchain and put it into your Lightning Network wallet for payment purposes. So understand, this is where I'm trying to get to at, where Bitcoin is not a one-trick pony like we discussed before, because guess what? If you want to treat it as a store of value, treat Bitcoin's blockchain as that store of value, where you hold and you keep your Bitcoin safe and secure, and you don't really need to move it anywhere. But if you do want to use some form of funds for payment purposes, you're able to take from the Bitcoin blockchain and place it into the Lightning Network or your wallet, where then you can use that and interact with so many other wallets across the Lightning Network extremely fast. And the best way I can describe why this is better than our current fiduciary system with fiat is because use it as a sense of, okay, where the US dollar used to work with the National Gold Bank and the Treasury itself had gold notes that were backed by real gold in the world. So you were always able to take those notes and exchange them at any given time for gold. And that was what it was backed. So you knew that paper that you had or those notes had real value or true value to them. And I could take those notes, and if I wanted to go buy, some furniture at a store or friends, they would know, okay, hey, I have this note. I'll exchange that for that furniture. And they have that note now, but they know they could take that note and exchange it for gold at any given time. And that will ultimately created the value for those notes. Then eventually we went off the gold standard. Now we're just in a fiduciary system where fiat is entirely based off of just that the government backs it. And it's this kind of, fake money at the end of the day. Now, what this system, how that kind of correlates with what we're talking about as Bitcoin. If Bitcoin's what you view as digital gold or a store of value, then that's where you would treat the Bitcoin's blockchain as the gold. Okay, this is the gold that's locked up, but the Lightning Network are the notes. All right, the paper notes currently, like what you would view as a US dollar, or it used to be a US dollar that when it was backed by US gold during the gold standard, passing around that from person to person. So me and you have that multi-sig. I'm sending you Satoshis on the Lightning Network. You know that Satoshi, because Satoshis, no matter what, are always going to be 100 million to one Bitcoin. All right. So that's never going to change. So you always know the true value of the Satoshis that you're receiving within the Lightning Network. You're able to pass that freely amongst anybody. And as you collect Satoshis, say eventually you're selling, it's your company and you're selling objects and you're just getting Satoshis and you get 100 million Satoshis. You can then exchange that 100 million Satoshis that are on the Lightning Network, close your position, or technically close your wallet, and put that onto the Bitcoin blockchain. There's going to be a transaction fee for that, and it will give you, in exchange, basically the one Bitcoin on the Bitcoin blockchain, and that will always be there. So you open your position on this block. We'll just call it block 1. And then later on block number 5, you close your position where you get one Bitcoin. That's where then the blockchain confirms it. All this other money is moved out here and maybe will be confirmed at other blockchains when other people close or open positions. So money coming in and out, or I should say, gold coming in, digital gold coming in and out. But I hope that kind of gives you a better idea of what truly the Lightning Network is this can be a currency or payment rail for society where it's truly backed by an asset that is the number one asset, in my opinion, in the entire world, the Bitcoin blockchain itself. So where the store of value happens and why this is not a one-trick pony. Yes, the Bitcoin blockchain itself might not be the best way for a peer-to-peer exchange network, but guess what? The Lightning Network, the layer 2 that's on top of Bitcoin, is. So just kind of even further help understand what Bitcoin can truly become for the future. It is slow pace in comparison to all these other blockchains. That's why it's more important to understand, guess what? This innovation is going to continue happening for Bitcoin, and it's only going to be in a very secure manner, and everyone's going to want to get more and more and more Satoshis as time goes along. So I hope this was a little clear and concise. I know I was rambling on a lot in regards to the Lightning Network, but I hope I got the point across on why it's so important and what use cases Bitcoin truly has, except just store of value, because we can't put it in a corner and just box it as that single aspect for the asset. The Lightning Network changes that and also allows for it to be a currency system where you're able to exchange, Satoshis for goods and services at a very high and exponentially fast rate. So just wanted to kind of go over that. I know I'm rambling, but we're going to end this video off of talking about our DCAs, because guess what? We DCA every single week or every single month in regards to Bitcoin. Today being the 7th, we threw another 100 in. This is our weekly DCA, our dollar costing averaging into our Bitcoin positions. Currently, when we did so, we put at a price of $39,129.37. We got about 255,000 Satoshis this time around, which puts our total above 2 million when we are adding $100 weekly. If you're following us on the monthly, that's 300 total. For the first of the month, every month we put 100 in, same price. We got the same amount of Satoshis, which puts us almost at or a little over 700,000 Satoshis. Remember, we're stacking those sats, those Satoshis, and currently right now with the price, we are at a loss on a weekly scale at $31.03, and a monthly we're at a loss of $18.47. But remember, we don't care in the short term. We're here for a long time, not just the good times. Even during these downtrends, DCAing is going to get you the best position you can in the number one asset in the entire world, and it will continue being so until proven otherwise. I believe in other projects. I'm not a Bitcoin maxi by any means, but I love Bitcoin. I love what it does for the space. I love the financial freedom it gives individuals around the world. So hopefully this video was helpful for you to understand Bitcoin on a little deeper level. Every single Monday, we're going to be chatting about Bitcoin and why it's so important for our society. Also, awesome news is that we got a beautiful introduction piece coming that will hopefully be dropping with these videos. And that way you don't have to hear my ridiculously bad introduction, but we'll give you something maybe to kind of keep people's eyes on this channel a little bit more. But if you do enjoy this content, come on, give us a like, subscribe, and head over to that Twitter page. Like always, everybody, until next time, till later today when we drop our smart contract video. Peace out.